I've chosen cheap microphones and cheap gear so you can hear and see that it doesn't take really high-end gear to get good quality recordings or to just capture the vibe that you're going for. All these were bought in a pawn shop. Probably the most recognizable mic I have is a Shure 57 that's on a Leslie speaker behind me. I have found that the MPC is the best sampler out there to be able to cut up your sounds and design your samples the way that you want. And inside the MPC, you can go into the program, pull up new sound, go to a turntable, and load in any of the songs off of your iTunes account and chop them up and start being able to trigger out music. I have a kick drum Audix microphone on my hi-hat. I use a lot of kick drum mics on all of my stuff because I like being able to capture the warmth and filter it out later in post versus having maybe like a pencil mic on something and then you can't add warmth to it. It's very tough. I find it's harder to add warmth than it is to take away warmth. And then I have an old 50s Shure 57 style mic on my snare drum that I picked up in a pawn shop. And I have a no-name kick drum mic. I have no idea what it, I think it's a CAD, C-A-D. It's a pretty cheap mic. But that mic on the kick drum is way more loving in the frequency range of the subs, like a 35 to a 50 range, more than the Audix. Else I would have that mic on the hats. And I'll be able to play melody and rhythmic elements while I'm playing drums at the same time. But I think that's totally acceptable nowadays because most places I walk into, people are just listening to backing tracks and rhythm sections more than they are full, bright, huge, elaborate Frank Sinatra style tracks where you have all these horns and these strings and these elements that people put a lot of time into. The different kind of amps you can use, I've run everything from little small amps to big PAs. It's really up to you and what you're feeling for that choice. I have a smaller drum set that I like little tighter, smaller sounds so I can make the iPad sound larger than the drums. So I'll use a 15-inch Ampeg bass amp. Sometimes I run a harmonizer pedal through the iPad and get a nice big full sound out of that amp. Really cuts through and drives the drums and the audience with just a few sounds in the iPad. But really you just need a bass amp, a pad with the app in it, run a chord to the bass amp, and 3 simple drum set things with a hi-hat, a snare, and a kick drum, and you're good to go. Today we're going to talk about how to make music with an iPad and an acoustic instrument at the same time. Create a unique sonic identity. The transaction cannot be completed. Why? It says contact the branch. Are they open? Second attempt at getting cash. All right, let's go buy some stuff.